And this is where it's really, really important to look at how your mindset is affecting you and what are you paying attention to. Damien Andrews here for Next Gen Sales, and we're talking about perception versus reality and how that will affect on your sales, especially in times of uncertainty. And to say that we've gone through some uncertain times recently would be an understatement. Since 2020 with COVID and then coming out of that and all the adjustments that are happening, transition to green, all those kind of things are creating uncertainty. Add in a war in Ukraine, there's a whole bunch of stuff there. And what I want to highlight there is certainly in the news, and I've noticed a lot in the news, there's a lot of talk of recession and how the world is ending. And of course, there is some demographic factors behind that. Obviously, the baby boomers are retiring. There's not as much of a workforce there. How is that going to affect how we're going forward? And this is all really, really important to be aware of, but also to be mindful of that whilst we may not have the answer now, as we work forward, we will solve those problems, as has been the case all throughout history. When there was the financial meltdown in 2008, there was a whole bunch of things that happened there and it was resolved. And we continued to move forward and markets became bigger and grew more. You can take that back to whichever bubble that we went through and which burst and affected the market. And this is where it's really, really important from that perception and reality to also check what is the true reality, because as a salesperson, you need to understand from the perspective of the news that if it bleeds, it leads. And it's much easier to sell newspapers that way or whatever medium that you're looking at. So that's where we get a lot of reports in the news about, there's a recession coming, it's a mega recession, and there's so many different reports like that because people go, oh my God, what's going on? Fear kicks in and then they'll start acting that way, which is really, really detrimental. But then if you look a bit deeper, and I'm just going to read out, I've got an email here, I've got some alerts of what's going on in different markets and things that are happening. But here, Nestle sales outlook brightens after strong first half. Mercedes-Benz raises earnings outlook as supply snags ease. And then you've got here, Meta profit up 16% to 7.8 billion in recent quarter. So that's a different slant on the market when you look at it that way. You've got one side going, oh my God, there's a recession coming. And then you've got this news here that's really, really strong, really, really positive. And this is where it's important as a sales professional, whether you're in a sales director or you're a professional such as a lawyer or accountant, or you're an industrial, or you're even part of big enterprise, that the mindset that you adopt is one of moving forward, because it's really, really, well, it can be easy, but I think that's more of a choice. It's really easy to go either way, whether you want to buy into, oh my God, the world's ending and we need to batten down the hatches. And that's going to make it really, 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 really difficult to make sales. Whereas if your mindset is, okay, we've got things to move forward, there's opportunity there, it's a very exciting time, certainly that attitude is very infectious, is certainly for people that you're selling to. And this is where it's really, really important to look at how your mindset is affecting you and what are you paying attention to. That means you don't, I'm not saying that we don't look at some news that's not there, but we have an unbiased look at what's really, really going on. And this is where, from the Next Gen Sales programs that we have, we introduce you to ways of doing that. You want to be able to step back at an unconscious level. So you really need to train yourself at an unconscious level to step back, understand how your perception is affecting your ability to perform. Because if you're struggling at all, then you're probably falling behind. Or if you're struggling, you are falling behind. Let's just be blunt about that. Not everyone else is. And certainly people that are adopting the next gen sales principles are not falling behind. You're falling behind them. So this is where it's really, really important to understand that perception and reality and put in place processes and systems that enable you to continue to move forward, to have an unbiased look at what's out there, what the market is doing, and recognize that there is also opportunity no matter what the market is doing. There's lots of opportunity out there. So if that's of benefit to you, feel free to check out more at nextgensales.co. And we look forward to catching up to you. Until next time, this is Damien Andrews for Next Gen Sales.